Hi, what's up, everybody? This is Brink from the Robot Wizard. I wanted to bring some of you folks a little dissertation of ours on how to use Commander Luke Skywalker to beat Jedi Knight Revan teams. This is in response to a forum post on Reddit that I saw that I think there are still a few players out there who could benefit from some advice that we've gathered / figured out / received via many months of trial and error. So let's get into this. I'm gonna hit this guy Josh, spelled incorrectly's team, because he pays out a lot later than me. He's not got the fastest Revan that you'll find, but his team is good. He has a 290 speed Revan. His Grandmaster Yoda is loaded with offense. 245 speed, which is not fast, but then nearly 7,000 damage. His Yoda will cut you up. His Jolee is nice and thick, 53,000 health. Let's see what his GK is at. He has a tanky Kenobi at 216 speed, so not particularly fast, but 90,000 protection. That's a lot to cut down. And his Bastila, he runs her pretty darn quick. And we found in our group that fast Bastila is probably the best component in the high quality Revan teams. Revan and Grandmaster Yoda, you can load them up on offense. Speed is kind of secondary. If you can survive direct focus, it's okay if your Jedi Knight Revan team goes second. But if you have a fast Bastila and also a fast General Kenobi, you can really easily rebound. And it also makes it more difficult for teams such as my Commander Luke Skywalker team to be able to counter your team. So let me show you what I'm going to be running. CLS, Chewie, R2, Han, and 3PO, the usual Rebels. We've been calling it RSB, Rebels Strike Back. We had Commander Luke countering Jedi Knight Revan before 3PO, but 3PO makes it a lot better on defense. We have past videos on how to do this without 3PO. I won't get into that now. What I want to show you guys is how to mod this team and how the battle goes. So Commander Luke will need a lot of speed. There's a formula that you can calculate on exactly what speed you need to clock your CLS at in order to get out in front of the enemy Revan. This team leverages the Rebel Maneuvers Leadership Zeta, giving all your rebels 5% turn meter anytime an enemy resists a debuff. We're going to stun Jolee with Han's Shoot First. Jolee is going to resist that and a couple other status effects in that opening volley, and it's going to kind of catapult your rebels to be able to go first. That's not new information, but just trying to give you a clear picture of what's going on. So Luke, make him very fast and give him a potency cross. I think that's kind of the most important thing. You do want him to have more potency. A potency set would work well here. I have a crit chance set. That's just what I'm using on him right now. But speed and potency on Commander Luke. Chewie works in many different ways. I've settled on what we call Death Star Chewie. So we're loading him up with 222% crit damage and an offense arrow with a speed secondary. If you don't have that speed secondary, we're looking for a target of around 200 speed, give or take. You can go a little quicker, a little slower. So a plus 30 speed arrow would work there. I know that one of my crit damage mods there has a really high speed secondary, so that kind of makes things a little bit unrealistic for some of you guys, but this damage stat here is also pretty important. I've got him over 5,000 damage. Load him up with as much damage and high crit damage. He also works well with an offense set and a single crit damage primary, but Just in practice, I find the double crit damage bonus works the best. When you do have an opportunity to crit a Jedi, you're going to really do a lot of damage to them. R2-D2, I have gone every which way with modding R2-D2. I've loaded him up with health. I've loaded him up with crazy amounts of tenacity. I have loaded him up with offense to make him basically an offense buff. But for how he works and getting a little bit of mileage out of your team on defense, just make him fast and give him a tenacity set. I have him at 297 speed, which is probably unrealistic for some folks out there. So you want to give him your second best speed set next to CLS. And if you can, give him a tenacity set at 83% tenacity. I have him resisting some of the stuns coming from direct focus. And if he resists the stun from direct focus, you're going to be able to leverage the dodge mechanic, or the evasion mechanic rather, that C-3PO's translation buff has. And don't forget, Han Solo also has his buff that he passes around the team that grants everybody evasion up. So on defense, if R2-D2 can smokescreen to himself and absorb direct focus and resist the stun, he's going to get a lot of evades and last a lot longer on defense, and that can really mess up your opponent if they've never played your CLS team before. Aside from that, it's safest to give him either protection primaries on the triangle, cross, and circle, or a 6-dot health primary. The reason being, you just want him to have the highest health and protection pool on your team, so that on defense he does in fact use smokescreen on himself. When I ran other configurations of his mods, I had him stealthing to C-3PO, who already had stealth, which negates the whole point of it. When your whole team has stealth, everybody's targetable, so it didn't do any good to hide Chewbacca. I was falling a lot when I had that team that mod set on R2. It was fun to use because I had him rocking with a lot of offense, which helped me gun down the Jedi a lot more quickly, but I was falling pretty far overnight. 3PO, put some leftover mods on him. Give him a speed set, give him a potency set, give him a potency cross, and then you're just looking for moderate speed secondaries. I have a defense primary on here to make sure that he doesn't have a higher protection pool than R2. The way I have it right now, it's probably overkill, but if the Jedi can target 3PO, your match is pretty much over. So as long as he's in the ballpark of around 230 speed here, he's going to be going quick enough to stealth himself before he's targeted. And don't forget, he has extra speed from one of his uniques. And I will show you the potency stat I have here is 110%. That's not particularly difficult to achieve. And finally, Han Solo, give him your fastest crit damage set you can. Again, I've tested various mod sets with him. I do need to 6-dot this mod right here. He does like the extra defense boost, and if you can, give Han the extra Gear 12 plus pieces. He actually becomes pretty tanky, especially with the guard mechanic from Chewbacca. Just to kind of go over how this battle is going to go, we're going to do the usual opening volley where we're going to stun Jolee, get some bonus turn meter, apply debuffs to General Kenobi, and then I will try to give you guys a couple little marginal gain moves that you can do in the opening salvo, and then I'll just play through and try and talk about what's going on in the battle. So let's go. All right, here we go. We're gonna target Jolee with Han. See those resists? That launches everybody's turn meter up. With CLS, we're gonna just use the force here to apply debuffs and they were all applied. So we stripped his turn meter, put buff immunity and a couple extra things on him, tenacity down and that expose. Now, this is important, target somebody with tenacity up and use R2's smoke screen to himself. We're going to get an extra resist right there. So now we're going to try and burn Savior on Grandmaster Yoda. So use Deadeye from Han, and let's use Han's basic. Savior's burned. Let's go AoE from Chewbacca, and let's take a look and see where everybody's turn meter is at. Jolee, I think that we can take him down with an OMG attack. Typically right here you need to make a decision. Revan is about to go, and he'll use direct focus, and then he'll heal everybody. So you have to judge if you can kill Jolee now, go for it. If you don't think you can, you want to get General Kenobi out of the battle, because if General Kenobi can, 1, put retribution up, or 2, use his mass attack, that's really bad for you. If he uses his mass attack, that's basically a second direct focus that the Revan team has, and it's going to wreck your team. So let's go OMG and call everybody. So we're going to target Chewbacca. Jolee's gone. And they targeted Han, which is A-okay. I used his double attack, which pulled him out of stealth, but because we have him modded nicely, and he's got those extra gear pieces, and he's guarded by Chewbacca, he can survive. So now our goal is to wipe out General Kenobi. So we're just going to go for pure damage output here. We're going to use R2's burn because there's not retribution out there, and get a lot of resists and turn meter increase. Ooh, let's see if we can get him down. Let's see. So Revan has his heal coming up. Revan's turn is going to happen. So instead of trying to apply Confuse on General Kenobi, which will just get cleansed, I'm going to use 3PO's basic on somebody with tenacity up to get the resist and get a little bit of turn meter increase. Let's go with a big hit from Chewie. There we go. That's why we do double crit damage on Chewbacca. When you can crit, it can really help you out if you can knock a character out. Alright, so we might lose Han, which is fine. Let's strip debuffs where we can. Let's mass attack Revan. And from here, I'm pretty confident that we can go to auto, but again, let me just kind of show you. Oh, we're not going to get a turn meter gain because we've got everybody with tenacity down. Revan's gone, Bastille is gone, and that's it. So, guys, it does require very good mods. It does not require God mods, but you know, the faster your CLS goes, the better you're going to hold on defense. Yeah. I'll post the link to our Discord channel, The Robot Wizard, in the comments. If you'd like to know more or talk to a lot of the folks who have been working on this counter for months, ever since Revan came out, please join us. We look forward to bringing you guys more videos with some voice commentary. I'll try and do a better job on that. Yeah, happy gaming.